Hello, my name's Sammy and I work for the Diocese of Winchester, but I used to be a teacher and so I love reading stories, especially to children. Thank you for letting me read this one to you today. It's one of my favourites, Giraffes Can't Dance. It's about a giraffe called Gerald. Let's read it together. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully bandy and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he just buckled at the knees. Oh dear, poor Gerald. Now every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. This year when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely and he walked towards the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald!" the animals all laughed. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, don't be daft." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought, "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. He found a little clearing. He looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket. There he is on the leaf, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass. Listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. Imagine that lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music, if you really want it to." With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin, and Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing round. He threw his arms out sideways and swung them everywhere. He did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I'm dancing," Gerald cried. Then, one by one, each animal who'd seen Gerald earlier on arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle. We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How is it you can dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twizzled around and finished with a bow. Then he looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find the music that we love." I wonder if you can dance. I wonder if you love music. Maybe you think you can't dance. This book actually isn't about dancing. Gerald had to find his own way. He had to stop comparing himself to any of the other animals and realised that he was different. He was unique. He was special, just like you and me. This book reminds me that God made everybody unique and special. And we have to be the best you and the best me that God created us to be, and not like anybody else. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you enjoyed hearing it as much as I enjoyed reading it to you.